Hello, this is my Reflect and Connect video number 2, and this is on chapter number 5, the school orchestra program. So, I read this chapter earlier today, and I've been going through my routine, cooking meals and other homework, stuff like that, and I don't know why, but I've been stewing on this chapter for a while today. And the reason behind that is because it's the school orchestra program gives you history, values, the curriculum, enhancing your curriculum, things like that. But the one that really got me was strategies for defending the school orchestra program. And though I'm not surprised to read an entire section of a textbook about that subject, I was kind of, I don't want to say in shock, but not prepared to read something that was like, hey, you're going to have to defend your job the entire time you have it. And makes sense, but I often forget the fact that there's a big business side to teaching music, which honestly has thrown me for a loop in some of my practicums, because I forget that there's parent emails and there's different things you have to set up, and there's a lot of weekends that go into it, which I'm perfectly okay with, because if you do what you love, you're never going to work a day in your life. But what got me is that though it says this directly in the textbook, though there are many important reasons for establishing orchestra programs in the schools, string teachers frequently must defend the continued existence of their programs. So the fact that I have to go in to teaching with almost a battle plan of sorts, so getting on I already want to be on the parents' good side, but encouraging parents to email and write letters to the school board, making sure that I'm at the top of my game when it comes to recruiting people, being a good teacher, it all goes into the fact that I'm trying to defend the fact that my programs stay alive. And it kind of, I don't want to say sucks. It's kind of sad almost that I have to go into teaching really thinking about the fact that I need to defend my program, because there's going to be people out there who are going, like when the budget cuts come around, or when the different votes on the school board or what they're going to do with the budget and stuff like that, I have to be there and make sure I'm on their good side and make sure that I have a plan in place, not only with an emotional background, but also with numbers and statistics to let them know that, hey, it's not a good idea to cut this program. It's not a good idea to underfund this program. And you really want to make sure that your kids have access to what I have to offer and what I have to teach them. And it was shocking to read. And I could vent about it forever because I talk a lot. But it's just one of those things where I didn't really expect to see that in a textbook. I always knew it was something that came along with the job, where you're going to have to work with people who don't necessarily support your program, but I didn't think that it was an actual thing that was taught to students learning to become teachers so that they could prepare themselves for the day when somebody might want to throw in a budget cut there, like here or there, or might want to disband my string program. And it's kind of a scary thought, because I would never want a school to go without a string program. I mean, it's what I'm good at, and I found a lot of peace with it, so I don't want to rip that away from anybody else, any other students. But yeah, that was the big thing that really struck me when I read this. It also struck me that the string program didn't really exist for a while band and chorus were going on. I always knew band and chorus were like the popular ones, because everybody in middle school and high school wants to do band. Even I was a band kid. I was a proud band kid. But the fact that, choral and band studies were taken so seriously, and then string programs were, kind of few and far between up until, let me see if I can find the date. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. (1920s) until the 1920s, when they started actually putting orchestra programs in their schools. And I'm really glad they did. I mean, I wouldn't be here if they hadn't. I apologize. I don't really have much else to say about this chapter other than it really kind of threw me for a loop that I have to worry about this. And I am worried about this because I'm as stubborn as my mother, and I'll I don't want to get dramatic, but I'm as stubborn as my mother, and I'll fight till my last breath to make sure that my string program stays strong someday.